Hey guys, wow, I'm talking about relationships a lot this week, and it's interesting because this week is exactly 1 year that I've been out of a relationship, single. But what I wanted to talk about today is the best skill to bring your relationships to the next level. And this is something that the people in my past who have done this are the ones who stand out in my mind as like spiritual giants, as the people that stand out in my heart as like, wow, this person, and the people that I feel that I feel connected to in a really, really, really cool way, like in a soul way almost. And the thing that I'm talking about today is people who return love to non-love. So if I'm being, the times that I have been less than loving and somebody has been able to meet me with love, those are the times that I'm like, and I can even in my mind right now think about some times where I was less than loving and people responded with love. And those are the people that stick out in my mind as spiritual giants, as people that I will always remember, because that is where it's at. Can I, if I have a closed heart and they could stay open? And so then we look at the opposite, right? Can I stay open when somebody else is closed? Can I return love to non-love? So that's what I want to talk about today is returning love to non-love and how that's where it's at. That's where it's at. And so how do I get there? How can I return love to non-love? And so what I need to do is I need to be mindful of my emotions. So I need to have some sort of meditation or mindfulness practice, right? So I can notice when I'm having an emotional response, when I'm angry, when I'm triggered, whatever it is. I need to, I need to do my own healing work. I need to release my rage. I need to understand that when I'm triggered, it's not the other person. If I'm hysterical, it's historical. So if I'm feeling upset or triggered or really angry and I want to blame the other person or point the other finger, it's really an indicator that there's a wound in my heart that is called to be healed. So there is something in me that the other person is mirroring to me where I have a chance to evolve. I have a chance for myself to heal and open my capacity to love. Because these people are just showing me in my world, people who are where I feel angry or triggered, they're mirroring to me where I'm blocked from love, and they're showing me my capacity to love. And if I can come back and return love to their non-loving behavior, that is about my own evolution and my own growth. And from a soul perspective, that's where it's at. So whether I'm using the relationship for my evolution, whether I'm using a business for my evolution, because that's another great spiritual path, or whether I'm using like retreats, like meditation retreats as my spiritual path, from a soul perspective, all of this stuff is teaching us how to rise up above our circumstances and look at things from what's really going on, from our hearts are open or closed. And the way I look at it, hey Simon, say hi where you guys, if you guys, tell me where you guys are watching from. I'm in Bali, Indonesia, so it is Thursday morning here. So from a soul perspective, from a heart or a soul perspective, because our mind is going to want to be right. This person's wrong. I want to blame on the outside. But where do we get there? We get no friends, single, and frustrated and angry and lonely, right? That's never going to get us what we want, to blame somebody else. It's going to keep us stuck. It's disempowering, and it's not even true. So, but if we take ownership of everything in our world and we start to look at what we're attracting into our field, what are we a match for, and what is this person showing me? They're highlighting, if I'm really angry at somebody, they're highlighting me where I'm blocked from love. I'm not talking about abuse. So that's something different. I'm not talking about people who are physically, emotionally, or spiritually abusive or whatever kind of abuse. But if I get triggered, like let's say I'm in traffic and I get triggered, this is most people's trigger. It's interesting. I don't get road rage, but if I'm with you and you get road rage, that's when I get triggered. I get triggered by somebody else's road rage, right? So it's more like a codependent thing. But if you get triggered by somebody in traffic, what's really going on there? If someone doesn't put their blinker on and cuts you off, you're feeling unimportant. You're feeling not good enough. It's hitting your shame that you don't matter and you don't value in the world, right? It's showing you that you have evolution. You have some evolution to do, because you can go from having road rage to not having it, depending upon how you meet the circumstances. Is it happening to you or for you? It's showing you when we get angry and upset and triggered, we're being showed where we're blocked from love. We're being showed where our nervous system has an ability to heal itself and to rise up out of this victim mentality and circumstance. I didn't know I was going to go here in this conversation. And that we can actually look at things from another perspective. So yes, somebody cut us off and that might be dangerous, but also I am feeling unworthy of my spot on the road. So going into my own unworthiness and healing that, then that affects all my relationships. It affects my business. It affects everything I do. And I want to say that like I had a profound experience recently, in January actually, where a client of mine showed me where I was blocked from love, and I triggered a bunch of stuff in her, and it was amazing because it's about transformation. That's my work, is transformation. But she got really upset with me halfway through the coaching. She was having a beautiful experience. She was transforming. She was in the middle of a dark night of the soul. And this is also part of being, holding space for somebody else's transformation, is sometimes they turn and they take their anger and project it onto you. And that's what happened. And she got really, really angry at me and sent me a series of really vile emails, actually. And I have to chill. I feel like I don't want to talk about this, but my body's like, bing, talk about it. So she sent me a bunch of emails that were very less than loving. And I read the first one and then I didn't read the rest. That's called boundaries, right? I don't need to take in your shit. If you're going to throw shit at me, I get to decide if I don't want to receive it, right? So she's breathing fire at me, and I was like, wow, I'm gonna back up a little bit. And a couple of days later, when the flames cooled off, she's gonna spin out, right? If it's hysterical, it's historical. So she's in something historical. Because I've met myself and I've seen my own pain, I can see yours, right? Compassion grows in my heart. When I do my own heart healing, I can have compassion and a bigger capacity to see you and what you're going through, and I don't have to take it personally. If you're saying mean things to me, I don't have to take it personally if I've already met my pain. I can see that this is your pain speaking, but there might be truth to what you're saying, but it's also coming at me in a very low vibe, which is your pain, right? It's not constructive. It's actually like vicious. So when she kind of stopped spinning out, I kind of went step back for a minute, and then a couple of days later, I said, hey, let's get on the phone, babe. Let's talk, let's figure this out. And we decided to break our coaching relationship. At that point, it was obvious that we were no longer a match to work together. And I normally hold clients through the whole process, but that was actually what she wanted. And, I wanted it too. I don't want to be receiving venom, right? But so then I came back to her and we had this beautiful conversation where I saw her light. This was a miracle of my heart. I don't say this to brag because this is not always how my heart has been. This is like the evolution of my heart from doing the grieving work. I was able to see her bright light and hold her in that space and be there for her when she stopped spinning and her flame settled down, and she came back to me. And we met on a soul level, on a what is real level, on a truth level, not on a blaming or accusatory victim level. And it was a really, really beautiful transformative experience. And the way that we walked away from this relationship with each other is, I'm about to go on a road trip. I'm coming back to the States in a week, and I actually want to see her for a coffee. I actually want to meet up with her. I actually felt deep love for her. And what she said to me was, wow, no one's been able to hold my fire before. I can't believe that you're still here. Oh, it makes me almost want to cry. That I got to be that for her. And people have been that for me. And I remember those people. I remember you. I know who you are, So thank you if you met me with love when I was less than loving. I was able to meet her with love when she was less than loving. And she's like, wow, no one's been able to do that before. Thank you. And I'm like, amen, sister. I see your power. I feel your power. I know I'm not your problem, and I see your power, and let's transform it and get you to the light, right? So how beautiful is that? And then she wrote me without even asking. She went from a series of negative emails towards me to being grateful that I was able to hold her even through her darkness, to without me asking her, she wrote me this glowing testimonial and posted it online without me asking for it. So she had a miracle of her heart. I had a miracle of my heart. I see her power. She's grateful for me. And that's how we walk away from this relationship. So that's what I want to really, that's what I wanted to come on today to talk about, is the skill for a next level relationship is meeting somebody with love when they're less than loving. Give me a heart if you're out there and you resonate with this. I keep getting chills, so I think someone needs to hear it, because I don't need to talk about something that might sound dramatic to somebody, but to me, I really think it's a beautiful transformative thing. And from a soul perspective, we're here to evolve. I evolved through this, and one of the things that she said in the venom was that she didn't feel like she knew me. She didn't feel like I was telling the truth. She didn't feel like I had ever been through any darkness. Therefore, I couldn't understand hers. And what I got from that, what I got to see from that, is I hadn't been as honest with you guys as I wanted to be, as I could be, as in a way that could be helpful, as in a way that I feel called to be. I don't share my truth with you for attention. I don't share my truth with you because I think it's a trend and that's how people in my industry are supposed to do it. I share my truth with you and I bare my soul to you because I feel called to do it, because I feel meditated, and that's the message that comes to me, and I feel that's the message that needs to be heard. I don't need to tell you. I did a blog yesterday about my apology to men, pretty much. I don't need to come clean about that stuff on the internet. but my soul does. My soul does, because I'm a messenger. I'm being used. I feel the chills right now. I'm being used to carry a message to you. I don't need to say it, but it needs to be heard, right? So that's where I'm coming from. So now I got a little off track, but shame is never the solution. Shame is never the solution. Judgment is never the solution. That's part of the problem. So if someone's coming at me with attacking back is never the solution. It might be what I decide to do in the minute, if I'm unconscious or if I'm in old patterning or old conditioning, but it is never the solution, and it will never get us the results that we want, and it will never bring any of our relationships to the next level. That's where we burn bridges, where we get to the next level and things transform, and people who one moment will hate us, right, with their words, and then will transform into loving us, and then we'll be transformed as a result of that. How cool is that, to be there for somebody with love and patience, stepping back so we don't get burned, but then meeting them with love when they're done spinning out, that we can see them through that. That's the next level shit, guys. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for me. I'm still like, maybe I'm not a kindergartner anymore with this because I have a few experiences with this now. Maybe I'm a second grader now. That's where I want to grow. That's what I want to keep evolving to. I want to be able to keep my heart open no matter what, and really embody that there is nothing to protect. There is no reason why I need to close down. And to work with my nervous system enough that I can handle whatever triggers come my way. I can handle the adrenaline and the cortisol and still love you. And if it's really vicious, I can just walk away, right? Boundaries. So yeah, I wanted to share that with you because it's just really beautiful the way that relationship transformed. And so if there's a relationship in your life where you want to bring it to the next level, see if you could stay open, see if you could return love to non-love, see if you can authentically do it by meeting yourself. You know what? I'm going to post in the comments. I've shared this a couple of times before. It's a Buddhist meditation called loving kindness, metta loving kindness. So it's not mine, it's my voice. I recorded it like 4 or 5 years ago, but it's a very transformative meditation that transforms our heart. And I think that transforming our heart is a really, really smart strategy, a really, really smart practice to do, to be in this world and to be who we want to be in this world and to evolve and to grow, which is probably the point of all this, right? So I'm going to post that meditation in the comments. Would love to hear your experience with it. It's timeless. It's from the Buddha himself. And also, I want to let you know that if you've been feeling called to work with me, if there's a transformation that you have on your heart, if you want to bring something in your life to the next level, if there's a business inside of you want to bring out, if you're a message and you have a message for the world and you want my guidance in doing that, I am going to America next week. I'm leaving Bali. I've been here 6 weeks, so I was here 7 weeks total. So I'll be in America next week, and I looked at my schedule, and I'm going to have 2 spots starting next week available for 2 new clients. Usually I'm at capacity, but I'm just letting you know now I have 2 spots opening up next week in my coaching schedule. So if it's been calling you, send me a message. We can see if we're a good fit. I would love to, if our souls are aligned, right? I would love to help you bring your life and elevate everything to the next level. I have been having the most beautiful time with clients, and it's been just a treat to work with everybody that I'm working with. So if it's you, if you feel called, now's your time. Now's your time. Message me ASAP, right? Because I can only help so many people at once, because I really, really hold space for my clients. I don't even like that term. It sounds cheesy, but I think of your dreams. I dream about your dreams. Like, I am literally on the beach thinking about your dreams, and I know energy is everything, so I'm putting my energy into it, so I have a limited amount of space. Anyways, return love to non-love. What a freaking concept. When someone is like harmful with a positive smile. Yeah, hi guys. Return love to non-love. Grow into the man, grow into the woman who could return love to non-love. That's the next level shit. That's enlightenment. That right there is enlightenment. Not correcting somebody who gives you the heart hug the wrong way. That's not loving. I've been corrected in heart hugs. I guess if you hug leaning your head to the right, that's like a heart hug because your hearts are aligned. I've been corrected in heart hugs. I'm like, how is that loving? You want to correct me in a heart hug? Loving is returning love to non-love, right? So I want to grow to be more loving in the world, and I invite you to do the same if you're not already consciously on that path. That's where it's at. So guys, have a beautiful day, and send me a message if you feel called, and check out the meditation. All right, bye guys. Hi, Spark.